Alright. Tweet is up. Bot is live. Discord will be along shortly. Hello, Internet. Doing the clue tonight. Because we need... I believe it's 4 more wins? Yes. 4 more wins as Scarlet, and then we will have officially done everything we can in Clue. Except for if Proton John ever decides to do a tournament for Clue, I can enter it. See if I can enter it and win it. Right, I forgot that is a thing now in the game, so... Can't be clicking off the stream. Or clicking off the game. Alright, White, what you got for me? Asana. Alright, so we got a location. We're 222? Okay. We're even across the board. Well, I'm going to finally sit down and throw up on the Discord the remains of the extra set of, like, Sotogaim I've got. Just so it's finally out of my hands. Oh, why did I put a question mark? That's a verify the check ruler right there. I don't know what it is about Sundays, but I apparently get up too early on Sundays and just have the feel, like, right around when we get the stream time, just like, oh god, I'm tired. I don't know what it is. Well, I'll probably end up filling out suspect first on this one. We're down to 3 suspects early. We could use a weapon at this point. Well, that doesn't help us at all. Do 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 ba do 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 ba do do. Well, it won't be tonight, because I'm pretty sure I'm not getting 4 wins tonight. I don't think I'm that lucky in getting wins. Especially not when I've been trying to focus on this kind of stuff, but... eventually, when we finally get everything in Clue, it's gonna be, like, Sunday dice, and it's just gonna be me doing Dicey Dungeons runs. For as much as I can stand that, because... I was playing some earlier, because I thought about doing that for stream, but I just ended up playing it on my own for a little bit. Oh boy, is that last Jester run being the absolute worst. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm doing something wrong in the run, but I don't know what. Alright, now we're 50-50 on suspect. Okay! Okay. Because my strategy for that run, because in that round, you get every piece of equipment from the enemies you run into. Which I don't like because Jester works off a deck system. So you essentially, every piece of equipment is now a card, and you draw 3 cards at the start of a battle. And every time you, like, do a piece of equipment, you draw another card from the deck, more or less. My problem ends up being that, some enemies just clutter your deck with stuff that's not helpful. Wizard is really bad about this because he has 6 pieces of equipment. Each one of those requires a specific dice to use. So it's not as freeform as a lot of other ones. So it's kind of useless because you can only have 3 things you can, like, throw dice into at any given time. And worse is your special move is garbage because it's just discard your hand. You know, instead of the good, like, hey, if you have 2 matching cards, you do it for free, like super. It's, hey, would you like to discard your hand? Like, I often find I don't have a reason to discard my hand. At least not later on when my deck is, like, fairly large. Is getting on the large end. I'm just like, I'm just gonna throw away these cards and get almost duplicates of those cards. And there's, like, very few upgrades given throughout the run. And your innate equipment that you always have access to is just, hey, would you like to permanently throw away a card? Toss a card into the void and never have to worry about it ever again. Which, you know, can be useful if you're trying to get rid of cards. Because it's like a free delete and you can, like, put your deck in other cards, but the shops don't really have stuff that, for me at least, works for Jester. So I'm often just buying the just nuke a card out of my hand every turn, every time I go to the shop. Because I'm trying to get my deck as low as possible because I want it to cycle through all of my good cards as fast as possible. Let's go boat room. And I was already in boat room. We'll go Peach and Steeple. Just because we have information on Steeple. Okay, game, sure. Here I was being like, we're not gonna get 4 wins tonight. Here's win 1. Here's win 1 of 4 we need. Fucking hell, game. Well, Peach, Peephole, Boat Room. Done. Down to 3. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I feel like I'm doing wrong on that Jester run. But I don't know what. I think I'm just not getting enough damage output for later rounds, but all my damage output just depends on who I'm getting. And I know from all the other Jester runs that countdown cards are bad, because, like, why spin 3 dice to do a thing when I can just do 1? Just have something that just takes 1 dice and go forward from there. That's how I've done every other Jester run. Because honestly, Jester doesn't... Jester, I feel like, just from all the different runs I've done, he's best when you can cycle dice. When you can use dice to get more dice to do more things. If you can get cards that are like, hey, you do 1 damage, but you get another dice, like, that multiplies after a while, because then it's like, oh, I've done like 12 damage a turn with like 3 dice. Or at least starting with 3 dice. So that's just how I feel like it should be done, but unfortunately early on it doesn't give you that option. Like, if I can get the witch early on, I can get the cauldron from her, which allows me to get a new reroll a dice for 1 damage to the opponent, which is exactly what I want. But there's not many more cards I've ran into on the run, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just like needing to get the right run. I've had a couple go right, but then the fucking AI just gets all the dice it needs and I'm just dead. And there's nothing I could have done. But I guess I'm doing Jester, rounding out Jester. I feel like, as much as I've liked Jester, because, like, if you look at what campaigns I've done, Jester's the one I've done the most of, because I enjoy that. I have a feeling I would like Slay the Spire. Because Slay the Spire is essentially that. You have a deck of cards. Excuse me. You have a deck of cards, you have an amount of resources available to you per turn, and it's just, alright, string together a victory every turn. So I probably would end up liking Slay the Spire, which, hey, good thing with Slay the Spire is that it's got like a big modding community around it. Which, now that I say that, I wonder if there is any Common Rider. Oh my god.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I just got finished watching the 20-minute fight scene.
I was not lying when I said calling that a movie is generous.
You know what's bad?
What?
The fact that the first few episodes of Saber that I watched had more story in it than that movie.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, fun fact, that is kind of my thoughts on this entire thing right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
Because, yeah.
So that's
Meanwhile, this morning I rewatched the Zero One movie.
okay. I'm going to be upfront. I didn't fully rewatch the movie. I just went through it for the notes. But it's also because I very, very, very recently rewatched Real Time, so I felt like I didn't need to rewatch it for the stuff.
Fair.
Because the movie is very fresh for me.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Realizing Hopper actually the same color? Or is it a little bit darker? Because I couldn't tell if it was the angles they had for most of the sequences in the movie, or if it was just actually the suit was a slightly darker shade.
As far as I understand, it is the exact same suit. There is no
Okay.
realizing Hopper suit.
Okay.
It is just Rising Hopper.
Okay, so it must have just been the lighting.
Yeah,
Because I noticed that when I first was watching it, and I'm like, well, that's not right. The suit's the same. But then I got to looking a little harder, and it's like, maybe? I mean, granted, they could also do that in post where they could just make it a little bit darker to kind of differentiate it too.
that would not be the first time. Negadino is a suit that doesn't actually exist.
Hmm.
I would pull it up on stream, but me clicking out of Clue brings up the pause menu, and I've annoyed people enough as is when I was trying to find out, hey, does Slay the Spire have like a Common Rider mod? It has a Decade mod using Mugen assets.
Ah,
Because I like the Jester from Dicey Dungeons in his playstyle, and his playstyle is pretty much all of Slay the Spire. Because it's just build a deck as you go on your run, do what you can. So I was just like, does Slay the Spire have a Rider mod? Because I know it has a pretty extensive modding community. Because a lot of people have done like new characters for that just through mods.
hmm.
Yeah, there's a Decade one. Yeah, Negadino doesn't. Negadino is just the sword form suit with some flame stickers attached to it or put on it, and color corrected for all of the scenes it appears in Climax Deca, I think, and the like photo shoot they did for like a Details of Hero book. Oja blank form is the same way. They just color corrected the scene to replicate a blank color palette. That one actually doesn't exist either. Those are the only two examples I think I know of. There might be more. I'm trying to think of like new Kiva from the In the Kiva is another case where they color corrected the Kivat. Because I believe the Kivat in that scene is supposed to be like orange.
That would be kind of interesting if that's actually just what they did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not going to make my opinion of Realizing Hopper any higher, to be honest.
Oh no, no, completely no. I mean, Zero Two is final form.
Yeah. Of course.
No, Zero Two is final form.
No, I got the clue surprised me.
Oh, I thought you were fixing to argue that. I'm like, no, no. Zero two is
No, I
final
got
form.
suspect and weapon out of nowhere.
Well then,
But no, Zero Two is final form.
yes,
But what I was going to
most
say
definitely.
is because of the thing that's we now see from Saber with stuff. I'm not gonna super spoil it because, well, no, Saber's been subbed, but I know Charizard doesn't watch it till like later in the week. So if he's in the chat, I don't want to
Right.
spoil it for him because I think it's in the episode preview. I know it's in like the images and like the one image I showed you. But I realized that this kind of thing dates back farther than most people are thinking it does. Because everyone's thinking it's like gonna be a Rara tradition, right? This actually dates back to Build. Because you remember what was in the last episode of Build?
No, but I'm rewatching it, so I will at some point.
The gold, silver, rabbit, dragon full bottles.
Mm,
The full CG build suit for the one rider kick. Also, Geo becoming Oma Geo for the last fight scene of the movie, or the last fight scene of the show. So, this is technically not a Rara tradition. It goes back further. And, considering these
I
things
mean,
are... Go ahead.
from a technicality standpoint, I guess the way that it's being done, I could see it being that way.
Well, I was going to say it goes back further.
Yeah, because, yeah, X-Aid
No.
also did it.
If you go from Forza 4 to Xaid, 4, technically 5 of the last 6 shows have the rider in the base form beat the final villain.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen in Forza? That happened in Wizard? That technically happened in Gaim if you count the vision version of the fight scene that Mai is watching instead of the actual fight.
No. No. Don't count that one now.
Well,
No,
they
that
keep...
that one I will step out and be like, no.
Okay. It didn't happen in Drive, because Drive was in Trideron. Although, technically, the last villain to die in that series is Art, and I don't think Tamari even fights him at the end of the episode.
They don't. So yeah, technically Trideron would be the end.
Takaru is in his base Ore form for the final fight of Ghost, and then Emu is in his base form for the final fight of X8. This goes...
Huh.
So this whole thing of base form beats the final boss, it is kind of been here for quite a while.
Although granted, also, X-Aid takes it a step further.
Yeah, because it does the level 1 and the level 2
Yep.
to beat 2 separate final bosses.
Yep. But okay, is it? Okay, with 01, we had a case of they technically treated it as its own form.
Right.
Is
I think
the same thing happening with Saber? Because if so, maybe that's the thing they're doing.
I don't know. All I know is to say it vaguely, the book involved is a new book.
So then it is going to be at least classified under the same concept.
Most likely.
Which I guess technically could be considered that.
Mm-hmm.
It still feels weird.
I feel like this has come about from two different ways. First, as I pointed out, this has been an evolving thing over time with the final episodes of Rider, where they have like changed what should happen in the final episode to make the fight feel more, dramatic and stuff. And secondly, we got to sell those premium sets of the gimmicks and stuff at the end of the series. Because guess when Omagio's belt was announced?
Post the show.
Last episode, after it aired. Guess when Realizing Hopper was announced? In the Hidden Intelligence Memorial set with the basic Rising Hopper key and Izu's Humagear key. Guess what's probably going to be announced after Saber airs this next week? A Wonder Why Book Memorial Edition that will probably have, if I'm willing to guess, like Brave Dragon, Lion Senki, Golden Alangina, and the new book. As a Memorial Wonder Ride thingamahoochit. So that's why. Because they also did a Memorial Ride Watch set for Geo. But that's the only way you could get Tsukiyomi's Ride Watch. And I want to say that's technically where these memorial sets have started, was with Geo. Because I don't think there was like... Okay, there was an X8 one, but I don't think there was a build one. No, there wasn't a build one. Because I think they've only done these with gimmicks that have sound effects as a standard. So I think those two factors have come together and have created this thing that nobody likes, apparently. Because I don't think there's a person that's really like this. Because I think it's also become a case of, oh, nobody likes it when people bring up the conversation of what's the final form. Because people get very upset and angry about it, I guess. So...
Yeah, but by making the final form the first form, that's not really helping anything.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
So... I got 2 of the wins I needed. I don't know what's happening.
Things and stuff are happening. Oh, right. New week. I forget Sundays are the new weeks.
Yeah, this is the Negadeno suit that just has a bunch of stickers on it and color corrected to be purple.
Hmm.
And then
I mean, it might just be completely be that lighting.
yeah. There's the Oja blank form.
Hmm.
And both of those were just color corrected scenes. That's why Oja blank form, it's from episode final. It's why it doesn't appear in a scene next to anyone else. It is always on its own in a darkly lit hallway. Well, either White decided to troll us all and show her entire hand, or one of the two of these things is the correct answer. Yay! I love it when people do this. Alright, so... Hey, Charizard. Ugh. Oh god, I just realized I'm gonna get pulled around the board forever. Because of this stupid thing. Oh, that's good. Oh, did we make it to the second finale of the Back for Blood stuff?
I don't remember.
Okay. I know we made it to the church with the boards and stuff, but I don't think we made it past there, because I've seen the finale for... I believe it was the finale for the second campaign, and I'm like, ah, I see. This is just the game. Also, Shiny Jinx, nice. You got good boy Electric Lion. Oh, that sucks. Granted, from the clips I've seen of this week's Zenkaicher, I'm a little disappointed about the new mecha stuff that isn't the Zenkaiju, because they cheaped out on it ish. Alright, I get it. Apparently these are the things in their hand, apparently. Fucking hell. I'm trying to think of what... I never keep track of episode numbers. What is Zenkaiju even up to? Oh, 23. Okay. Good to know. Don't feel too bad. I can tell you that if you want to watch weekly, I know a Twitch channel that does watch parties for Zenkaiju and Saber weekly. Let me link his chat or his channel. But Tuesday night over there, it's twitch.tv/Hawkillies. After they do their podcast talking whatever show is free on the Tokusatsu Toei channel. He does the Saber and Zenkaiju for the week, and you just watch along. Because I guess Twitch don't give a fuck. I guess. I don't fucking know.
I'm sure it still mutes the VODs all to crap and back.
Let me check.
You can
No.
actually check. Oh,
I was trying to find one, and I'm like, no, it does not mute the VODs.
I was gonna say you could probably actually check because I think I looked over and he was doing some Forza episodes in the 24-hour marathon. So
Yeah, he wanted to watch like the first 14 of Forza because he wanted to watch Megamax because it's, you know, epilogue of O's. He does not. He didn't. He like Forza from the episodes I saw him watch. Well, you want to know one of his biggest complaints?
what?
So you know how Gentaro wants to be friends with everyone?
Oh, that was one of the complaints.
Yeah, especially the Monsters of the Week.
I mean, yeah, I could see it.
I mean, it's understandable.
But that's him.
Yeah, I understand it, but I'm also like I know the context for which Forza was made, and I understand the choices because of that context, essentially. But yeah, it's Tuesday nights, I think like 10-ish, 10, 11-ish, so it's a little late in the night. But you can go watch Saber and Zenkaiju over there weekly. And it's sub 2. He watches the subbed episodes. Because Toei don't give a fuck, apparently. I am honestly surprised.
I'm insane.
But that's how I've been watching Saber weekly, because I'm usually there for the podcast when they talk about whatever shows are on the Toei Toku channel. Because this week they're talking first episode of Gaim. Because they just talk about the first episode of a show. Because that's the thing they do, since it's a weekly thing. But they're talking Gaim this week with one of the major Toku people out there. Because you gotta have the obligatory Gaim conversation.
Yes.
But it's how I've watched Saber, because Hey, I don't have to actively download the episode, and I actively do not have to care.
Air.
I can just see if something happens, and then I can just not pay attention until. Any day now, Mustard. Any day now. There you go. Well, that's a whole lot of information. Oh, did I tell you I fell down the rabbit hole of learning about Disney park history this past weekend?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I might have found a couple of YouTube channels that talk about the history of different Disney attractions and other attractions in general, and yeah, I might have watched a little too much. Because I recently watched a video on the Green Lantern roller coaster that was at a Six Flags that literally kicked you in the groin. Among other potential injuries it could have caused you. But it was Yesterworld on YouTube and Defunct Land on YouTube. The both of them do like histories of attractions. Sometimes some other aspects about Disney. Yesterworld did a more or less a history of the Disney Vault. You know that gimmick Disney uses to sell that used to use to sell its movies and stuff. Because I also found out that Disney tried to kill VHS and Betamax when it first started via lawsuit. They legit tried to kill it before when it first started because they're like, no, we can't let people have copies of our movies. Because that leads to piracy. It's bad. And I'm like, well, fucking sell them a copy of the movie and make money. What are you fucking you doing?
You sell them a copy of the movie, then what's stopping them from copying the copy of a movie?
Yeah. Was that the history of the alien encounter that was in Disneyland that scared a bunch of tourists and stuff because they didn't realize it was a scary, like, I wouldn't say it's a ride technically, it's more of just a theater experience that eventually became a Stitch escape that no one liked, and now nobody knows what they're going to do with it because I believe it's currently closed. But it's a lot of cool, interesting stuff. I am one of those people who likes learning about the history of things, so it was a fun jaunt of too many hours learning stuff. Well, we've got the suspect for this. Unfortunately, we're 50-50 on weapon and wide open on location. Which sucks. I mean, you have to have green. We know what suspect is. Thank you for giving us weapon, though. And limiting kitchen, which doesn't give us much more. Which actually, shoo. You can't have lab. No, your card is your last card is throne room or torch. I think I just got game 3. Maybe. Unless she gets it first. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it! One turn away and I would have had it. Well. I got 2 games at least. Oh, you ready to swap over?
Not yet.
Okay. I'll go one more then. The fuck is this hand? What the fuck is this hand?
It is a hand.
I am 105. Why do I have most of the location cards? Why?
Because it sounds fun.
Ugh. Well, I'll know what location is. I won't get a damn bit of information off anybody else, but I'll fucking know what location is first. Of all the cards to guess, the one card that isn't a location card. Mustard, come on. I guess we're just gonna go over here and see if we can close up these two holes in our card. And just see what happens. Up. One down. Oh, and the guy got I think the best he did was like a 5-minute run on O's last night when he finally got the Memory of Heroes.
Ah.
I honestly I'm not super sure on what to do with O's. It seems like Shout is your AoE because it's got this like twirling like whip attack that seems to be good for AoE, but it's not as like big as like Shining Assaults.
Okay. That was one of the problems I was running into. I'm not sure if that or Got to Carry About is actually better for crowd control.
Yeah. I think the CSM form, like the Mitsuriki form, it's got a like big poison AoE attack as well that I think it has bigger range than the other two, but it's got holes in it. So it's a little trickier placement, I think.
Well, I mean, technically, Shining Assault has gaps in it too.
Yeah. But I think that one can work too, because I think poison is a status effect in the game.
The thing that I'm not 100% on is the taking shields down. Because any shielded enemy is the problem. I was thinking maybe Latra might be the right, but I can't swear to that.
If you open with, I don't know the button on it, but if you open with like the big hit move, or the big like cross claw move, I think that's a big shield damage. I was also thinking, because I was seeing some Burakawani gameplay in there, I'm like, maybe Burakawani? Maybe? Because it's got like a fast enough attack speed on it.
Wait. I'm watching through one of the runs right now. How did he get that one to glitch out?
Oh, I have no fucking idea. yeah, that happened. I don't know how. He does watch one of your 0-1 runs to see how you do it. He then goes on to forget how to do them. I don't blame him. He was on 2 hours of sleep trying to do a 24-hour marathon.
Fair.
I am surprised he was functional after a while. Because I sure as hell wouldn't be.
I have noticed with, like, beginner especially, Nazca's actually one of them that you can do the reaction command and get quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you can get him to proc it. That's the bad thing. All of the AI attacks are if they will proc it.
Yeah, that's what I told. I tried to be as encouraging as I could be. Because he was just getting like 5-minute runs, and he's just like, I'm getting nowhere close. And I'm like, look, it took him months of on and off grinding to get the times he did. It's fine. You gotta start somewhere.
And not to mention, he is kind of going with what I think might be one of the harder ones to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if O's can get down as low as double and 0-1. It just doesn't feel like there's the right combinations there.
Yeah.
Because I even thought, okay, well, maybe shielded enemies, maybe Sagozo might be a good one. Or Tajador. Neither one really have good for those.
I also had to tell him eventually because for one of the 0-1 runs he did, he spammed the EX move for Metal Hopper a whole bunch. I had to tell him, that's not helping. You're wasting time every time you do this. You are burning, I think, a solid 5 seconds every time you do one of these.
I think what I realized was doing finishers is not as effective as just being efficient at the attacks.
Also, I have to ask this. Did you consciously do empty combos for one of your 0-1 runs?
Probably not.
Because I noticed it in the one he was watching. I'm like, he's using KH2 strats. He's doing empty combos. Because he's doing like a 1-2 pause, 1-2 pause to guarantee the kill and not knock them back. Is he doing that on purpose?
Was it on the crowd fights?
Yes.
Then yes, that was intentional.
Okay.
Because I got to realizing I was wasting a lot of time if I let the combo finish out.
Yeah. I was thinking you were doing empty combos, but I'm like, I'm not going to try to tell him that that's a thing, because that's a fighting muscle memory kind of thing.
That is.
You're
took
retraining
me a while to grasp that, and I will still screw up.
Mm-hmm. That's the advanced tech. But But he was also like, I don't even know if I should submit this run because somebody's gonna beat it. And I'm like, look, there's like 2 people who run this game. You're probably fine. Because I'm not included in that.
At least for a little bit,
Yeah.
because I don't think I want to fully commit to at least the individual difficulties
Mhm.
until I can figure out something with those. I might do a marathon one just so that maybe something will click.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think actually some of the 0-1 stuff that I utilize in beginner, I actually figured out from doing a marathon run and trying standard and expert. Or
Mhm.
extreme, I mean. So that could be where my problem is. I'm not seeing the tricks for the higher difficulties, and that's where the problems is.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was able to to tell him, by the way, you're using one of the band's accelerators. You might want to change that real quick.
The Okay, technically he can still submit it to anything goes.
I know, but that's not what the one he was going after, so
Yeah.
I had to point that out to be like, by the way, there's 3 band accelerators for the category you're going for, just so you're aware. I didn't make the rules. Ah, piss.
Yeah, I get it, but after doing it, I'm like, okay, looking at it, surprisingly enough, double doesn't benefit from those 3.
No, not really. I could, yeah.
Heat Joker, Luna Trigger, and well, really any of the Luna combinations, because I kind of have interchanged all of them before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are kind of where your key is, and you don't have to change into them enough to where it actually makes a difference.
Yeah. He did do some really good use of EX moves to like salvage a boss fight before it got its shield back on him. Unfortunately,
That is the best use for the finishers, actually.
yeah, he did it a couple times. Unfortunately, a couple others decided to be big dicks and get their shields back a second before he connected.
Yeah. The best thing that I've figured is start gauging it, and if by about halfway you think it won't finish it out, then go ahead and pop it then. That way
Yeah,
you've still got a little bit of time, even if it gets it close and doesn't kill them, you can hit them a few times with a quick move and kind of just knock them out.
yeah.
It comes down to timing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like maybe outside of the birth, O's is probably going to be one of the harder ones.
Yeah. Although, I'm probably going to, because I'm going to try to get something sold and shipped out tomorrow. But I think starting Tuesday, I'm going to see if I can burn through the game really fast and get everything upgraded and max leveled. Because I want to do a dumb thing of, well, if marathon mode is 1 rider, 3 difficulties, what if I do mega marathon mode? That
Oh,
is
God.
all riders, all difficulties.
YOLO, I'm with you.
I'm like, on one hand, I get to set a time for everything. On the other hand, it's gonna be nonsense. Because I'm pretty much gonna go in order.
Well, okay. You're right. You get to set a time for everything.
They're all gonna be bad times, especially later ones, but hey, I get to set a time for everything.
I mean, to be fair, something's better than nothing. So, bunch of free world records.
Yeah, because I get to take all the records for all the secondary riders because no one else is gonna run them.
I probably would focus on Birth or Proto Birth
Yeah.
just because they feel too janky.
Mm-hmm.
Axel, maybe.
I think as long as you can keep Axel grounded, if you need booster, you're fine. Because I feel like flight combat is like the worst feeling combat in the game.
Yeah. And honestly, that's one of the few that using the final form might actually be beneficial.
Yeah.
Because trial might actually give you the edge. And
Mm-hmm.
I now that I'm saying that out loud, I wonder if Axel would actually be better for anything goes.
Potentially. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the other half of speedrunning. This. Because I was going to mention to him, it's just like, yeah, speedrunning, like, it's you yourself doing the run is like half the battle because the other half is figuring out the tech. And that gets easier when you have a community that just rubs A and B together and sees what happens. Unfortunately, since the community is the two of us, I guess, because I don't. Does the other guy? Because it's one other person on the leaderboards, right?
Oh god, this was a sloppy one. Sorry, I'm rewatching the stream.
Oh, yeah,
That was sloppy at the beginning. What the heck?
yeah.
Why didn't I use the shine system there?
I think he forgot that you can do buttons for certain things, like selecting forms. Because I think he was also coming into this cold. So,
No, I was meaning me, where he pulled up the video. That
oh,
first that first wave, I just whiffed that. I have figured out so much more with 0-1 after that. Was this the anything goes one or the one I actually did for 0-1? Because that might be why.
I could
That was
not
the
tell
one
you.
I actually did for 0-1.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever went back to 0-1 after I got anything goes down that far.
Mm-hmm.
That might be why. So yeah, oh wow. So if he was using this one, he was actually using like not my worst, but not the best either.
I
Because
got him started somewhere.
I was still experimenting with stuff with this one.
Yeah. But I was there for the whole time, trying to be encouraging, trying to point out when he did good things. Because I'm like, I'm sure you sound like you're down because it's like you're not getting the times. And I'm like, no, you're doing good. You're doing the right things. It's fine. Just because you're not getting like 2 minutes off the bat doesn't mean you're not doing good.
I mean, to be fair, I know that 340 is not the first one I submitted.
Yeah.
And it definitely was not the first one I've done.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I thought you could see obsolete runs. Oh, you can only do it for full game runs.
Okay.
That kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically I do have them on. Oh, I need to fix that. So on my SRC page, I've actually got the TGSN YouTube link, even though I've been doing the speedruns on my own channel.
Yeah, I linked them your YouTube channel for the runs and stuff. I guess he didn't see that earlier on when I asked him if he was what he was speedrunning.
Also, shout outs to you mentioning about Assault having the teleport move in the chat, except for I forget on this one.
Yeah. Even though I don't run the game, I still remember the tack.
I did. I think what happened was I didn't think that was faster at the moment. That it was
Yeah.
actually better to try to just get as close as you could.
Mhm.
And that might have been what screwed me there. Oh, okay. Yeah. For
It
the
was
record. Crap. It's not cooperating for me. Ah. For the record,
Mhm.
the first one that I actually uploaded was 5 minutes and 4 seconds for 01.
So that's he was actually on par for where you want to be starting.
And I think at the time I submitted that one just because of the fact there was no one else.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, looking at what his first wave is, yeah, he was right around where you should want to aim for early on, anyhow.
Mhm. All right, I need to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Um, Ah, oh, you're burning so much time there.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Al- Also, yeah, he is completely spamming the simultaneously
Yeah,
and
so
need to change forms back and forth.
hmm. Yeah, I figured after a while of you are tired. You are just
Yeah,
you're just doing whatever comes to mind. It's okay.
and God, that first run he did with 0-1 there. Sorry, I just got confused by him kicking one through a wall. I haven't done that. What the heck? Maybe
uh
this is why the load times are different. Maybe it's something to do with the PS4 rendering differently.
probably.
Um, but yeah, he came so close with the second battle, though.
Mhm.
That was one of those that would have ticked me off because I would have wound up doing almost the same thing he did.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously minus the using panels like back to back to back to back.
I think someone in chat says it's just like I'm gonna have docking rise ingrained in my head when I go to sleep tonight, and I'm like,
Mm.
yep.
Yep.
Because they have to do the debut version of
Uh,
this move, which is the longest
also,
version of it.
also, I am so glad that I figured out that you don't spam any of them too much because Shining Storm Impact was kind of a repeated thing for a little while there too, and I was like, yeah, that's not helping.
And you said that the timer doesn't advance on like the tech stuff, right?
It's looking like it doesn't to me.
Okay.
And actually, looking at that, it didn't advance even after Shining Assault's attack. Did I miss that? I know Shining Storm Impact is a quicker move
Yeah.
as far as in-game time. But yeah, that was interesting. It did the full kick and the timer didn't jump. It's because the slowdown is what makes it okay. It actually is progressing. It just is the slowdown that makes it look that way. I'm seeing it now.
That makes sense.
I'm fine with that then.
My dog's wanting attention at the moment, so he's sitting in front of me getting scratched. He's
Ah,
pacing at the moment, and it's just like, I don't know if we. Do you want to go out? Hey. Do you want to go out? I thought so.
also, I I give him props. I wish I could make 0-2 work in it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it don't work.
Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna let him out real quick. Alright, I'm back. I needed to stay outside with him because it's storming outside, and I wanted to make sure he didn't try to go out in the yard and stuff while it's going on. He just wanted to be outside, look through the hole in the railing on the porch, and just observe his yard at the middle of the night for some reason.
So I kind of just skimmed through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, with about as much effort as he put into it in that one stream, he could do it if he wasn't sleep deprived, and B could take just a little bit to realize what was working and what was wasting time.
Yeah.
Because he's literally right around the same point I was at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was a case of mash buttons, something will work.
Yep. Alright, I need to get the title finally updated.
I am going to do a thing, and you will see the thing when we switch over. Just like
Oh no. Also, this title's going to be a mile long.
yes,
Oh.
yes it is.
And by a mile long, I mean it's too long for Twitch.
Oh, that's a thing.
It cuts off by 3 characters.
That's a thing.
Apparently.
Huh. I don't feel bad about what I'm fixing to do.
I just shortened the saber one. It's like,
Or,
alright.
I don't feel bad about this.
I can't wait. Alright, title and stuff is updated.
I'm grabbing title. That'll work.
My saber notes are 12 sentences long.
I'm assuming we're doing Saber first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're going in the order they aired in theaters, I believe. Because I believe the Saber movie went first, and then they did Real X Time.
I mean, that's how they should have done it.
Well, I'm assuming it's because that's how they usually do the double billing of the Sentai Rider movies in the summer, is that the Sentai short film thing usually goes first because it's about the length of the Saber special, and then the Rider movie plays, and it's like a proper Rider movie length.
But I'm ready.
Alright, I'm going to take the stream now. We'll be right back with TGSR for the week, folks. Stay tuned.